107 Radio. Pinged up cooking.
Girl, when I saw your face, it left me in a better place. I swear, if you knew that's what it took for me to get here, if you only would've knew what it took for me to get to you, I don't wanna wait another minute. I saw you was down to your limit. Should've known that would make me weak, and I can't deny. Baby, I fell in love with your pretty brown eyes, curly hair to match your cutie fun size, matching those lips. Ooh, I wanna kiss. Let me pull up on that bottom lip. Don't turn me down, I wanna give you better biz. Price supreme the way you pop in your fit. Girl, you got that hold on me. Say a song when I woke up. I thought of you. None of these girls compare to you. When I woke up, I thought of you. None of these girls compare to you. You say that you're over, having another. Oh, baby, I'm better. Baby, I'm better. You say that you're over, having another. Oh, baby, I'm better. Yeah, baby, I'm better. I was hoping I could be the next one. Maybe if it click, it'd be the last one. But I don't wanna have to speed, there's no rush. Ooh, girl, you get me too hype. When I get a reply, only waiting for your car to come slide with me. Girl, you got that hold on me. Say a song when I woke up. I thought of you, I thought of you. None of these girls, none of these girls compare to you. When I woke up, I thought of you. None of these girls compare to you. You say that you're over, you say that you're having another. Well, baby, I'm better. I'm better. Baby, I'm better. I'm better. You say that you're over, having another. Well, baby, I'm better. Yeah, baby, I'm better. So much better, so much better. I'm so much better. Say that you're over. Say that you're over. We could be so much better.
Oh shit, okay, we back on. This Choyce Cincere.
Wait, say that again?
Is
Sorry,
it,
I'm
it
like,
you good? Is this Choyce Cincere? I don't know if I'm saying your first name right.
yeah. This is
Okay. Yeah, this is 1107 Radio. Yeah.
what's
th-
up?
Nothing
Thank you for
much.
having me.
No, you good, man. Thank you for presenting us with this opportunity to cover your first project as an artist. How's it feel?
Honestly, man, like I just feel so fulfilled. Like just having the ability to really like get all of this done towards the end of the summer with much help as possible from people that contributed, and it's like like it really just came down to like doing this for myself and for the people that have watched me grind, putting in so much work, and for them to get an opportunity to see what I can do with my own music versus what I was doing before. So I mean, for me, it's like the most successful feeling ever.
It's kind of crazy because, like, I don't know, like, this kind of reminds me. Well, this does remind me of Pink Sweats.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, like it's like, he started off as a songwriter and then, he just like moved on to like being an artist. And I feel like you're following that same process, like
Yeah.
to the T or to the T. And it's just like on your project, it sounded like you had like a lot of fun, a lot of cool samples. I was really rocking with that last joint. I was like, that was a bop. I liked how you remixed Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. Yeah. That's everyone's favorite too.
So like tell me, Kylie, why did you choose that name? Was there like a special muse? Anybody in particular?
Yeah. So all right. Going back a year ago, after Tory Lanez had did his Love Me Now album,
Yeah.
that song, the Kendall Jenner music track, it just stood out to me so much. I just thought it was dope because it was like what I got from it was he was like basically making a vibe off of like the type of music that Kendall likes to turn up to. So I was like, I kind of want to do like a Kylie Jenner kind of vibe, like a remix. But then it like over time, it just kept changing for me. I was like,
Yeah.
do I want to do a Kylie Jenner remix or do I just want to just do like a whole project? So I'm like what am I gonna do? And funny enough, I actually met a a, a girl named Kylie that I
Yeah.
became really, really close with. Um, she's my best friend.
That's the one in the
Really, really, really
picture.
beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I like I based the album not so much off of her, but I did want to use her as the cover because I felt like it'd be kind of cliche to use Kylie Jenner as the cover art. Like I ain't,
Yeah.
and it was like I actually know a Kylie who's into modeling and beauty and hairstyling. So I was like, you know what, like yo, let me throw Kylie on there. She was totally down for it, really supportive. And a few of the songs were about Kylie. Because like I had a little thing for her when I first met her.
Oh, do tell which songs?
And
Which songs?
oh man, all right. So happy birthday, Kylie, because I thought that would be cool because I knew I was gonna probably get the project done by July, which is both of our birthdays. We share the same birthday month. We're
Okay.
both Leos, so
Oh, that like
I thought that was even more cool.
so when you release like your release date, it was like that was your birthday.
Yeah, I released the single Naked on my birthday, which was the 25th of July.
Oh
And then I released
wow.
and then the album dropped on her birthday, on the 30th.
Kylie,
So
if you hear this now, Kylie, happy belated birthday. You are a very special girl to be in the hands of a musical genius like Choyce Cincere.
appreciate it. Yeah, so all right, the song Idol
Idol, okay.
was definitely, you know, it had a lot to do with the impressions of when I first met Kylie, and then how that emotion begun to transform over
Yeah.
time.
Hmm.
So it was like I had originally started writing it um, way back, and then I went back to it uh, mid-year, like during the spring, and then I went again to rewrite some things, and that was like close to like the end of June. And then the other song is Kylie the Goat, of course.
I like to go. Okay.
And it was just like it was like an anthem for her to like really, like to really just like show off like who she is, like how she's this this lit ass girl that everyone is just so like attracted to. Like, she just has like a really, really, really captivating, great, fun personality that people like admire about her. And she's like the wild girl that like turns up. She's like really, really cool, Karen. She's lit. Like she's like the GOAT. Like she's like the greatest person you'd like really meet.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. And this project took you. You say? Did you say like a year? Because you said you started a couple months back, or like
Uh,
you came back to like the song "Idol." So I would assume maybe like since it was your first project, like a compilation of ideas, and then like maybe like the last few months, like you really went hard on it.
so yeah, the crazy thing is a few of the songs I had already written a while back, and this is at the time where I wasn't even thinking about being an artist. I wasn't even in that mind frame. But it was like whenever I would like make like new material, I would just keep it for myself. Like I just wasn't giving it to anyone. I was just holding on to it. And when I had decided that I was going to be an artist, um, it was in May, and I had did the first single, which was no, it wasn't the first single, but it was the second one. Get High. I did that with um a really great friend of mine, who's an upcoming artist, Karina Moore. We knocked that out really fast, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
I definitely want to put this on the album. Yeah, we knocked that
Yeah.
out in one day. I
One.
literally, we had already pinned it. It took us less than it took us less than like a couple hours to even just pin it. We were just vibing, just having a good ass time. And then I just went to the studio, I cut the hook, and then she came in, knocked out her parts, I knocked out the verse, and we just freestyled the last the third verse, which was us going back and forth. Um and then uh the other songs, I literally, no exaggeration, I knocked out. It only took me, some of the material was already written, but it only took me 3 days to do the entire album, like finish the entire production. It took me 3 days.
I would think
Um,
like for someone in your caliber, like that would just be like no problem, just because like you know you written for so many artists, and
yeah,
I would think like, has there ever been a time where you're like, damn, I shouldn't have gave that song away. That shit was a banger.
all the time, man, all the time. And and you know what it really was that was eating me up inside was when I would hear people hitting me up, um, and just people like online, like saying like, "Man, I wish you was the one singing this song. Like, I wish this was you. Like, your voice just like it just resonates with me so much better. Like, can you please send me the reference? Like, I'd get people literally asking me like for the reference to that song, like with just me on it, without the artist.
Yeah,
And, I would just feel bad because it's like, damn, I know I sound good on this song. And it may not, at times, it may not be that I'm better than that artist, but it's just the fact that, like, people just like what they like. And
yeah. It's always
I
like
felt like
about the
it was taking it
uniqueness.
away.
Yeah, it's just like for you, when I was listening through your album, it was just like I was like, damn, like I hear like a lot of like influences, or I hear like a lot of styles, and it makes me think like maybe like I was like, this man is like, I think of Chris Brown, but I feel like this man wrote for Chris Brown, or like other artists. It's just like, I don't know. It's like they took from your style, so it's just, it feels like that for me when I'm listening to your album, just because like
Gotcha. Yeah.
it's a lot going on, and I'm thinking it's like so many references and so many samples, so many styles, and it's like this man's been
Yeah.
everywhere.
That
Like
was. Hmm.
like I can really hear the impact that you're having on the industry, even if people don't really know.
Nah, absolutely. And that was that was the goal. The goal was to, in this album, I didn't want it to be one way sonically. I really wanted to make this into like a playlist of you listening to someone who is very versatile. And, and one person that's always been a huge influence to me when it comes to that versatility was Tory Lanez.
Toy Lanes.
Like, just the way the way he just delivers. Like, he gives you whatever you want. You want the hardcore rap, you want the rap sing, you want the ballads. Like, it's like he's just so talented, man. And same thing that goes for Eric. Eric is one of my top three most influential artists. Chris is in there, Drake, Ty Dolla Sign's another influence. But yeah, like for this with this project, I just wanted to give people different vibes of me, and really just me showcasing myself as an artist and also as a writer. Like that was really the purpose of it, but yet still hold elements that are true to my identity, with the cadences and the melodies I would use.
And definitely with this project, I feel like it was like a stepping stone into like you like digging into that sound. It was just like I can't wait to see what this man does like with his next project or next EP or next single or the following years, just to see how he
Oh yeah.
transitions from like just being the man behind the masterpiece to being like the masterpiece, like the spotlight and everything. And it's just I'm always curious, like like for someone like you that has like a lot of talent, like the musical prowess, like why now? Like why all of a sudden like you just decided to be like an artist?
Uh, you know what? I was see. Here's the thing. Everyone thinks that when things are going well, from what they can see, they think that you're totally happy, that you're like living it up. You're living in this great experience. You're meeting, all these great iconic people, and you're working, and they see you like are living this certain lifestyle, and you're in LA, you're traveling,
Of course.
you're like, it. So it's like everyone in their eyes felt like I was happy. Everyone felt like I was just like, this is what I'm all about, and this is what I want to do. But inside, man, I really was at war with myself. Like, I had so much doubt in me, because it was like
When
when
you
I was
say
younger,
doubt, like you mean like as you
I
being
had the
like an
doubt
artist?
of I had the doubt of me being an artist, but then I had the doubt of me not being the best in the music business aspect. It was like when I was younger, I wanted to be an artist.
Yeah.
When I was like 18, 19 years old, even when I was 16, like I wanted to be an artist, but I was so insecure and I did not have the confidence. So what happened was I was just at a point where I just wanted to be behind the scenes. And then, back in college, I had a lot of friends that would say, Choyce, you're talented, but you got more of the brains of the business side. Like, you need to be an A&R. You need to be this. You need to be in the business aspect. So I dug into that, and that's where I felt like I would resonate. And for me, it was I'd make money faster doing business. So, and I know that's probably what my mom wants anyway. So let me just go with that. And always in the back of my mind, um, I would feel like, damn, I wish that was me. Like, I wish I was on stage. Every time I would go to a concert, damn, I wish I could perform. Damn, I wish this was me doing this music video. Like, this is how I would do my visuals. And it's like, as I was working with other artists and just seeing how their dreams or their visions are coming to life, it started to make me say to myself, like, well, I could do that too. And I watched the interview with Eric Bellinger, and just how he spoke out on how um he came out as an artist, how he decided he was really going to go for it, and no longer just be the songwriter in the back of the room. Like I was just like, I was frustrated, man, and I just turned 25, so it was like I felt like the time was ticking. Like I felt like the time was really, really ticking on this.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, I'm 25 years old now. Like I gotta start now. Like I could have been doing this stuff when I was younger, but I let my own insecurities get to me, and so I was just like, like I gotta go forward.
I understand. It's like it surprises me. Well, I'm not gonna say I understand. My reaction is really more like, I'm surprised for you to have to think like that because, you know, my first thought would be like, you must have like a lot of great people around you. You know what I'm saying? You must be around a lot of talented people even before, like, you got connected to the industry. I feel like, was music always like were you always surrounded by like a lot of musical talent, like your family?
Yeah,
Like,
I yeah. I mean, I had a classical background, a gospel background,
ooh,
and I was in composition. Studying composing for years. For like 10 plus years, I was studying to be a composer, and I was in the marching band, I was in jazz band, I did drum seminars at Juilliard. I've been in music education my entire life, and outside of the music education, I grew up in a very, very gospel family, very influential gospel family, and um, my mom sings. She never did it as a career, but she sings. She put a huge influence of R&B onto me. Uh, and like I was just always in a setting of performing. I did musical theater. Uh, I did chorus, and I was just like in every aspect of music. I was doing it from when I was 4 and 5 years old till throughout elementary, middle school, high school, and college. Like that's just all I did. So it was always competing, and when I was in fifth grade, I was already working with the high school marching band. Like I was in fifth grade, I was just I was just fast learner when it just came to being a drummer, and from drumming, I just kept expanding my mind. Like it was like I would see one thing that all it took was for me to see how well someone played the saxophone, and next thing you know, I want to learn it. I want to get on it, and it was like I always was trying to be as good or or better, and it was it was a lot of I put a lot of pressure onto myself. I always felt like I wasn't a good enough prodigy. Um,
yeah.
and the people around me were just insanely talented, like insanely talented. And I always felt like I was playing the catch up game.
So I assume you went to like an art school, like before you went to you attended Berkeley, correct?
No, I went to University of the Arts.
Oh, University of the Arts.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Philly.
okay, okay. You went to University of the Arts. So, okay, so well, let's bring it back. So where were you raised? Were you raised in Philly or
I was raised in a small town called Long Branch,
Long Branch?
right in the Jersey Shore of New Jersey.
Okay. Okay, so you're raised in New Jersey, and from a young age, a prodigy, multi instrumentalist. on the road to composition. Did you attend any like fine art school, or did you just
Uh,
go to like a regular high school, regular public school kind of
yeah,
thing?
I went to my so in our district we have a visual and performing arts academy. I went to a school. I went to a school district where there was three different academies, and there was the Science and Tech Computer Technology Academy, and there was the Leadership Academy, which was for like people that wanted to be public figures, political figures, and do politics and law, justice. So that was one academy for students that were into that, and then they had the Visual Performing Arts Academy. So I did that and throughout school, and outside of school, I did do other fine arts schools. You know, I did songwriting classes. I would do classes also at Fiorello LaGuardia High School of Performing Arts in New York, and you know, I was just going to a lot of different gem seminars. Like I did a lot of the summer seminars at I was about to say UArts, Juilliard, Westchester, working with their marching band, drum corps. Um, you know, like outside of me going to like school in my town, I was doing a lot of traveling um for other educational purposes in music.
Okay, so it's like everything that you were doing, it was pretty much music. Like, did you like aside from like, the music, was there any like leisure time that you had? Like you don't strike me as someone that like to play a lot of video games or.
Nah, video games wasn't my thing. I never really was a video gamer. I was that kid, the old fashioned kid that went outside like
Okay, you went outside.
and
Did you
played. But
you play sports or like did
I
you did you like play like
yeah, like
okay.
so you know, like elementary, I played Pop Warner, played basketball.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I lived a double life. Like I was the music kid, but then I was also, this is before I even got into singing. I didn't get into wanting to be a singer until like I was like in high school. But I was the music band kid, and then I was also the basketball and football team captain. Like, so it was like
Wow.
I did three different things, and I ran track. And then as I got older, I just progressed more with wanting to do music. And I remember like when I was in middle school, I was the football star. I was all shore conference for basketball. Um, and I remember going into high school, I had to pick and choose. And the coaches were forcing me, come on, Choyce, you gotta play football, Choyce, we need and I'm going into my freshman year with the chance of likely to play varsity at wide receiver. And I'm just like, I'm battling. Damn, do I play football or do I do marching band? Because when I was in middle school, I was doing like pit band for the marching band and stuff. So I was just like, damn, like I don't know what the hell I want to do. And I ended up um just dropping out of football before I even got into high school. And then uh basketball, I stopped. I played JV freshman year,
Yeah.
and then after that, I stopped because I was like, well, all states, and all shore conferences is coming up for jazz band, and I want to get into that. We had a mean jazz band and a mean marching band, so it was like I definitely wanted to get in that because I knew the end goal was I'm going to go and I'm going to go to college for music. That was the end goal. I was trying to become the next Pharrell Williams. Like that's how I was thinking as a kid.
Yeah.
And you
And
know,
still, you want to become the next for, or you want to be like the next. Well, I mean, you want to be Choyce Sincere.
I'm still big on Pharrell, and I'm still big on uh Quincy Jones is definitely one of my hugest inspirations.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's still the goal, really. It's still the goal, to get to that level. And of course, do it within my lane. You can't really be someone else, but
And we need to take
there's
note of like just the amount of time you put into like the music, especially in this era, like you were talking about before, people saw like the glitz and glamour of like you living in LA or yeah, you living in LA, you meeting all these artists, connecting with these artists, getting paid, to do what you're passionate about. But, as you tell me your story, it's like you dedicated like years, decades, a decade to just making your goal a reality. Like, like you're telling me that you went to Juilliard like after school or like joining the high school marching band like in fifth grade. It's just that's that's very admirable, like for someone so young at a young age just to be really just putting everything to the side to like really focus on like what they really are really passionate about.
Yeah, it was just it was really also just insulting to me when I would see artists that just weren't as dedicated, didn't know the real passion and commitment for it. Like when I'm in the studio and I'm in a session where there's an artist that's sitting down and not really into it,
Uh-oh.
just not putting in the time and the work, but yet they
Uh-oh.
have me as a songwriter for them, and I'm just sitting there.
Ooh. Talk your shit. Talk your shit, Choice.
I'm
Talk
I'm
it.
just I'm just sitting there coming up with the lyrics, coming up with the melodies, doing the flows, stress the fuck out over you know, your song, your music, and then on top of that, I'm in the actual booth doing the reference while you just copy line for line, and it's taking you hours and hours. But then you have the nerve to put out
Ooh.
into the atmosphere that you're this great, passionate artist that's always been a music novelist and music journalist, or you've been so committed and you're just this amazing, talented artist, but yet, like, you've never once taken the time to just sit at your piano that you have at home, or just sat on your freaking bed and something, and whipped out a freaking notebook and was just writing lyrics or just practicing music. Like, it's like,
Hold up
how
now. We
can you?
might we might need a diss track for real. Choice Sincere, the R&B artist. Nah,
Well,
he about to get into the rap shit now. He about to
well, I mean, but that's what the last track on the album was. Like, it was,
yeah,
and
I
it
was
wasn't.
I was hearing you like really like going. I was like, I wonder who the fuck he's talking about.
It was just like everyone, and not
Yeah.
just from my experience, but also for other experiences of other artists and musicians that feel that way, like,
And you don't gotta tell
um
me who you don't gotta name drop. But
nah, I won't name drop.
I would like to know if it's like a top tier artist, mid tier artist, legend. Like, what's the status of this artist that you're like? Is it like kind of like maybe new artist or
It's multiple artists.
multiple? We
It's
talking
established artists, it's
established,
independent artists,
independent?
upcoming artists. It's just all
Is
all of them, and it has to do with how each of them didn't support me on this new journey of me becoming an artist. There
oh
was no support
so it
back from
was
that.
so it's like you tagged them or like you emailed them or you reached out to their camp trying to like say like, hey, support me, or like you called them up and they just kind of left you on red.
It was like
or they just kind of like gave you like a little pat on the back, or what was it?
Okay, so let's actually break down this song. Let's actually break down. Let's actually break it down.
All
Okay,
right, we got a
so
genius. We got a genius interview right now. All right, I'm ready.
okay, so with the first part of the song, I was going through it not with just artists, but also friends that I had a fallout with.
Yes.
Um, Friends that just weren't good friends. You know, just the fake friends that
Uh,
only use you when it benefits them, or friends that you just happen to freaking get into a petty argument, and the next thing you know, you guys are beefing, and you cut each other cut each other off. And um, it was also about ex-girlfriends that really just weren't no good for me, and it was also about girls that just um weren't genuine, like just genuinely didn't like me for me, and just it was always a
so a
gain of
lot of
opportunity.
envy, like a lot of envy around, like just a lot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I'm curious, just like, you know, how early do you kind of see the signs of like, maybe like the fakeness, like, because someone like you, I'm pretty sure you got a lot of your homies that hit you up and like be like, hey, can you put me on? Or can you help me get on this TV show? Can you help me get my song on this? Like, how do you handle that? Like,
Yeah, it was that. It was I mean, I kind of distanced those kind of people, but it was like my friends that aren't even into music. It was like beef with friends that like one friend in particular. It was someone that I've been best friends with since kindergarten.
so was it kind of like y'all stopped talking, then y'all kind of talk? Like, was it?
Yeah, we stopped. We got into a huge argument that just lasted for weeks, and then we just finally stopped talking. And we there was times where we would get heated arguments like that, but it wouldn't last for that long of a period. And you know, just in the argument, when you're arguing with someone that you expect that loves you the way you love them, you don't expect to hear certain things that they say, and then you find out how they truly feel about you.
Yeah,
And this went for not just him and uh other people, but this was also with artists. When I was going through some discrepancies with artists, I found out how they really felt about me deep inside, within their own insecurities, their own intimidations. And um and there was artists that was supposed to be on the project that weren't on the project because of those situations that had occurred, and just me finding out the true colors of how they really do feel about me and how they feel about themselves. And one thing Eric said in this interview, I forgot who it was with, but um I actually do remember who it is, but I just don't remember what his name was. He like makes a lot of appearances on Love and Hip Hop. But Eric was talking about how when he was trying to be an artist and he was trying to get that support from certain artists, and trying to get certain collaborations, there's that element, there's that thing in an artist where they are intimidated by you because
yeah.
they know that you are probably a better singer and probably a better writer, but you just happen to have the clout. And so there's that factor where I've worked with a lot of artists
Hmm.
that I feel the tension. I feel it when they know they're not as good as me. When
Yeah.
we're in a room and they see the reaction of how people react to me when I'm doing the song versus when they're recording the song. You just feel that tension. And um
It's like the
I just had
ego.
to I had to shed light on that, you know?
Yeah, it's like,
And I had to uh-huh.
oh, you can finish.
Oh no, I was about to say, and I had to shed light on it. And when I talk about how um I wasn't getting support, I mean when I was debating putting the city on, like when I was starting to get into this whole music business, this whole industry, I didn't get zero. I didn't get any support from where I'm from.
Yeah.
There was no one that really wanted me to get on. It was no people weren't really trying to, like push me and support me and was like, wow. It was like you deal with every artist goes through this. Every celebrity has gone through this. You deal with everyone doubting you. And then as you start to like make certain progress, they're all looking. They're all nosy to see what you're posting, how like what's going on. And once when they see something that validates, okay, he's finally on, that's when they hop on the bandwagon. And that's when people start hitting you up asking you to, can you get me in this? Can you hook me up with this? Can you put me on with this? Like, and that's what I was getting at. And it's like, damn, I've always showed pride in where I'm from. I've always shown love to the city that I'm from, but I didn't get that same love back. And now that I'm getting it back, I'm debating whether I even want to, fuck with some of you.
Yeah.
I'll always love where I'm from, and these are people that you grow up with since you're kids, and and then it goes into me talking about just the mind state of how where I'm from, a lot of people don't have that type of drive for themselves. People, they get so comfortable that they never ever make it out. They kind of just stay in the streets, and that's all that's good for them. Just being that person that was the best. They like to become like a hood celebrity, like a local person that could have been a should have would have. Like they
Yeah.
it's like so and so could have went to the NBA. He was he was the best ball player, but that's what he lived with. They don't actually put in the work and the mentality to get out of, what I'm saying, and do better. And that was, that's just the mindset of where I come from, where a lot of people have that. And so it's like they've never been exposed to certain experiences and other people and other things. Like thankfully my mom was able to give me that, and my grandma was able to do that for me. My dad wasn't around,
Yeah.
but so I remember I had one friend that I went to high school with. When I had came back from college one day, we was chilling, and I was telling him, like I'm working on a song with some producer from Turkey that he happened to go to school at UArts. There's a lot of international students that go to like colleges in the States or whatever, and he couldn't fathom. He thought I was lying to him. He thought I was bullshitting. Like, you ain't working with nobody from overseas. Like, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like that's a normal thing. Like it's like certain things that I was experiencing, they've never fathomed it. They could never believe it.
Oh, because they
So
just
it's
been in the
like
town like
that's
the.
why I said, yeah, and that's why I made the reference, like, like they never lived Bahamas. They never been exposed to that type of lifestyle. And and then I just started getting into like how, artists call themselves artists, but they're not really writing their material. They're literally copying you word for word and copying
It's like
line
the
for line everything that
cadence
you're
and
doing.
everything, the flow,
Yeah,
the energy, just like everything that you come up with, like
yeah.
from that reference, and it's just like they stamp it, they give you a check, and I guess how does that work? Like when you're doing a reference track with them, is it like it's kind of like do you always do it like y'all both in the studio, or like maybe you'll just like send it off to people to see who wants
Uh,
it?
most of the times, most of the times, it's it's me just sending it out. I mean, I have the artists that I work with that are, local or independent, where it's like they'll just come in the studio with me, and I'll do a verse. So like, there's different ways of how songwriters do references. You got artists who are trying to be artists. They
Yes.
don't have a sound. They're coming in with no experience. You got to basically develop. Those are the artists that are going through artist development. So those are
Yes.
the ones that you give a sound, you give them a cadence, you
Yes.
write for them, and then you have the other artists that probably are songwriters, because there are a lot of artists that are songwriters, but everyone has that one thing where they like getting other opinions and other styles. So they'll reach out to songwriters that have some songs already. They be like, yo, let me hear some. Like word. Like, all right, send me some references. And then they'll go on and, like you'll send them a reference and they'll use it. And then you have some artists that are like, and these are like your major artists, where you are just sending out songs for them, references for them, but it's references of their actual sound, their style. So like, just for an example, like if you're like writing for like Rihanna, like a producer needs a reference track for Rihanna, like you gotta deliver it the way Rihanna would deliver it, you know?
Yeah.
So like that's another way of doing like a reference for someone.
So like when you get connected with these artists to help them like find their sound and write their lyrics and make the reference track, who usually connects you to these artists? Is it usually like a label reaches out to you, or someone on the management team reaches out to you, or is it just like the artist directly? They'll pay you. Like, how does that work out for you?
It's there's different ways. So you got artists that will hit you up directly. Um, Even some artists that will do it against their manager's will or without their knowledge.
Yes.
You have those, and then you have managers
Yeah.
who contact you
Hmm.
that need songs for their artists because they know that their artist is probably not a good songwriter, but they're trying, but they need help.
Yes.
And then you have A&Rs who will contact you, and you have the labels, yeah, that'll, you know, contact you as well. So it comes in many forms. It's different forms.
And this is really good information just for like our audience, because we have a lot of undiscovered acts, budding, rising artists. And it's just nice to just kind of like get some background knowledge on like more on the industry side too, and it's just kind of, it's really, really interesting just for someone like you, as you're making like your transition as an artist, just to see like all that you went through, business side
Yeah,
and artist side, just like from just shady encounters,
yeah,
friendships, and just
yeah,
songwriting.
nah, absolutely.
Like how many songs do you think you've written, I guess, in the last 6 months? If it doesn't have to be like
In the last
ex-
6 months,
yeah.
I've written because I keep records. I keep records of everything. I've written 100 and I want to say what was it? What was it?
Oh,
What was it? What
yeah.
167, 167 songs.
Shit, because sometimes I'd be wondering, like, I feel like sometimes some of these niggas be capping. They be saying, I wrote 1,000 songs in like 1 year. And I'm like, what? How?
Oh no, it's possible.
I
I
don't,
mean, with
a thousand songs, it's like, that's tough. That is
yeah,
tough.
it's possible. I mean,
I guess the quality
I
doesn't
haven't.
really, I don't know,
Yeah,
but
nah, yeah. I know what you was about to say. That's definitely a key point. Um, but I mean, it really depends on and how much you're digging into it. Like, I got so caught up with managing and doing other stuff outside of songwriting that I wasn't writing as much, and then I kind of fell back on doing songwriting and placements as consistently as I would normally do it. So that was just a break for me, and producers, and it's crazy because I had so many producers. I missed out on so many placements this year. Like I had so many producers, but giving me so much to do, and I just wasn't able to really get them in and do the references and get to write, and that's another thing that I do want to let people know, that producers they are one of your biggest um ways of getting into songwriting for other artists. Like having artists reach out to you, or you reaching out to producers. Those are the guys that will definitely get you uh some placements and stuff.
elaborate for
Always
the
good.
audience.
Um, so with producers are usually the person that'll come to you, saying, they're looking for songwriters. They got a beat. They're trying to get it to Cardi B. So based on your songwriting, they'll give you a certain artist's beat, like a certain style that they're
Yeah.
trying to get placed.
Hmm.
Because it's really producers that really be getting all the placements. Like the producers are the ones that really be setting motion for
Honestly,
everyone else. Yeah.
honestly.
So the producers, they'll sing you the beats, and you got to get a feel for it. And they might be just sending it out to not just you, but a couple other writers just to get different versions, different styles of what they might like. But yeah, with producers, I mean, those are like your go-tos. That's how you build a great rapport is with the producers, because realistically, let's say if you're someone who's trying to get into the industry as a songwriter, realistically, an A&R is not going to be in contact with you. They're not going to be the ones hitting you up. A label's not going to hit you up. An artist isn't going to hit you up. It's just that's not realistic. So what you got to do is you got to build that relationship with producers who are somewhat in the business, like they've gotten a couple placements, or they've, they're working on placements themselves, or maybe they're collaborating with other major producers. Like this, these are just all the different formulas of how you can get yourself in the industry with a catalog or you know in a frequent relationship of producing or writing for an artist, is working with other producers that are established in some way.
Okay, so do you dabble in the production? Are you I know you're big on songwriting, and I know you're big on composition, but like in terms of like production, like do you ever like send like any of like your work out to people like regularly as much as songwriting, or how's that work for you?
Yeah, with me, like I embrace getting other songwriters and producers a chance. So sometimes, because I just haven't been producing as much anymore.
Yeah.
Um, I got so much. It's like
Too
people
much, not enough
didn't
time,
really see
or
me,
oh, okay, not
not
enough.
enough time, and just people just weren't looking at me as a producer as much, as a beat maker as much. It was like,
Oh, like he can
yo, this
write.
guy's. It was, yeah, it was always that's how it is. Especially if you're like a singer and a rapper, they're gonna pick one or the other. Like if you're saying, "Oh, I'm a singer and a rapper," they're gonna be like, "He's a singer" or "He's a rapper," because that's just what they know you. That's just what you're best at, or that's what they just know you best for. So,
Okay,
um,
okay.
yeah. So, with me, it was like I wasn't producing as much, but I had a lot of beat collabs, and I would just whatever I might add, I'd send to another producer that's probably trying to get something going for himself. Even with writers, like I've always been very, very, very vocal with getting songwriters a chance. And I don't care who you are. Like if you're dope, like and I think you got it, I'll send you some beats and see what you can do, and then hopefully you get that opportunity to write with that producer or those other writers. I've always been about that, and that's one thing that is a huge value and strength about me is I um I look out for others. Like for me, it's like I don't need it. Like
Yeah.
I care about other people's well beings and seeing other people succeed. So with me, like I'll just if I got beats from 808 Gods or someone, or Yeah Ali, I'll freaking hit up other songwriters like, hey, yo, I got this. Do
Attention,
you want to?
guys. Listen to Choice Cincere. He's giving you the keys to the industry. He's giving everybody the keys. So
Yeah,
y'all should
I
pay attention.
yeah, I really, really like that's just what I really enjoy, is just seeing other people get on their feet and start elevating, and eventually, they get to do what they love as another income. They get to make money off of it. And it's funny because even with the artists, I mean well, they are artists, some of them, but the producers and writers that are under me, like they see how I am, the way I work, and just other producers and writers in general. Like I could have, if I was to have $10 in my pocket and someone was to come to me and say, "Yo, I need a song. Like, can you do this for me? I need a beat. Can you do this for me?" I, I'll give that other person a chance to make freaking $800 off of that opportunity before I do. Like that's just how I always been. Like
Yeah.
um I had a friend that was, we were just having a conversation and we were just talking about like what it means to be a boss. And they were just like, a boss is, I'm sure other people haven't heard this reference a lot of times, but like a boss is someone who puts money in other people's pockets. Like a boss is someone who makes money for others. He employs, like he gets paid, he benefits, but also he makes sure everyone around him is making money. And I never looked at myself as a boss, and I've never had a ego or one that feels like he's above others. But and when he said that, I felt it because it was like, damn. I realized like, yo, I've helped a lot of people make a lot of money, and always that I've always been very very consistent with it, like with just getting songwriters and producers opportunities to make that money for themselves. Yeah.
So tell me, what's the wrong way to approach you or to approach anybody that they want to work with or get connected with? For the audience and for us at 1107 Radio, what's the inappropriate way of approaching someone who is in the industry?
Okay, the wrong way is, I mean, DMing has become more and more acceptable,
Yes.
but of course it's how you say things, not what you do. It's how you do it. So you just gotta have a very very respectful uh, approach. Like you don't want to DM the baby like, yo, what's good, check out my music, or yo, what's good, like you need beats, you looking for beats. Like that's just not gonna work, it that's not the way to go about it. If you see someone in the industry at a club, that's not a good time to try to have a business talk with them. That's not
Okay.
appropriate.
So let's
um
give an example. Like, let's say for someone like me, okay, like I am also an artist, but
mhm.
I also would love to songwrite for other artists. How would I approach one in a certain manner? Let's say I meet someone online, or
Okay.
how should I approach that?
Okay, so when you say you meet them, I mean you met them.
Let's say I encounter their page, or
Okay, you encountered the
I
page.
encounter several pages.
Okay, so if you encountered several pages
Yes.
and you want to know the wrong way or the right way to go about it.
Let's spice it up. Let's say the wrong way first, and then the
Okay,
right way.
listen. The wrong way would be commenting on their posts saying, I'm a songwriter, hit me up, asking them to hit you up, or DMing them, spamming them, DMing them saying, yo, I'm a songwriter, I'm trying to write for you, or asking them, do you need songs? Are you looking for if you are you looking for a songwriter? If you're looking for a songwriter, hit me up. Like it's the mannerisms. So that's the wrong way. The right way to do that, if you encounter those people, would be show love.
Show love.
Give some likes, comment, engage properly. Engage like you genuinely, it's all about just how genuine you are. Just
Okay.
engage um as you would, you know, with anyone that you're like mutually cool with. And if you truly like, if like, let's say if their email address or their management email isn't in their bio or you can't see it, you know, DM them and say, talk very professional. Like, um, hi, my name is Choyce. Um, I really like your music. Or, you know, I really love this album that you put out. Um, I would love to sing you some beats, or I would love to sing you a couple of songs. Like let them know what you do. You know, like give the objective, like what you do, and you know, ask. Like say, you know, I would really like to sing you my music. Um, if it's okay, can I email you a couple
Okay.
or something? Like, let me I can give a good example. Because even with myself, like I still reach out to artists and I still reach out to producers. Like I still do it, and even other people that are in, like they do it. Like, you know, when you're networking, you don't ever want to stop networking. You don't ever want to just be like, oh, everyone got to come to me. You got to come to me. Like, nah, you gotta keep building and keep building. So um,
I always feel like genuine relationships are such a big thing, and it's so like downplayed or underrated.
mm-hmm.
Cause like especially with this brand that me and Lorenzo, the head of 1107 Radio, shouts out to him. It's
Yeah,
just
shout out
like
to you, bro.
it's just like I don't know, like when you cut it's like when you come at an artist a certain way, it's like they are not receptive at all. You know, like they will not
Yeah,
even hit you up. They won't even respond. They won't even open it.
because
But
it's not really their place.
yeah,
And that's what people they don't realize that. Like when you're an artist, you are an artist. That is it. An artist cannot get you signed. An artist cannot. That's not their. It's not their area, and that's what people have it confused. If I'm just a songwriter, I'm just a songwriter. I can't get you a deal with Universal. That's not my. It's not my lane. You
because
got to
it's
talk to an A&R if you want to do that. You got to talk to someone that's in the executive position to do that.
because 2 years
Like,
ago, my vision of like quote unquote like getting up, getting big, becoming a star was is just I assumed it was gonna be like I assumed like it was like okay, I'm gonna make a song, I'm gonna blow up,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get this money, and I'm gonna be living up in LA lavishly, you know. And 2 years in, you know, I'm just like okay, my vision was so skewed. That's not how things work. It takes
Yeah,
time, and
it
it's
takes a
just
lot of
like
time.
it's like really enduring the progress and the process of like
Yes.
really trying to like you know really find your sound, really meet people. Because you know I'm sure someone like you encounter from what you told me before, you encounter a lot of fake people, like you mentioned in your album, like in the last track. It's just you know, you want to have genuine relationships and a good repertoire. You know, just
Yeah.
have things set like to a standard, like you know, the way you carry
Yeah.
yourself. Because like the way you carry yourself, of course, very professional. You have
Um.
multiple um like achievements, being on Empire, being Mary Jane, loving hip hop Hollywood,
Yeah.
Insecure, Basketball
I had to.
Wives.
Yeah. I had to learn it. Like I didn't automatically become that professional. Like I remember one experience, and it was for working with Rick Ross, getting the opportunity to, you know, they were looking for young, talented artists. I got an email from, you know, the camp, Rick Ross's camp or whatever. I don't want to say any names because I don't want that
Yeah, I
coming back to
understand.
bite me in the ass.
I
But
understand.
no, wait, I'm sorry. It wasn't with Rick Ross. That was another thing. But it
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
was Gucci Man. It was Gucci Man.
Ooh, Gucci
And
Man.
yeah, I had got an email. I received an email, and I was 19 at the time. I
Yeah.
was really excited. Actually, no, I don't even think I was 19. I think I might have been 20 or 21. But like I remember I was still in school, but I was like really excited. I had just came home from class. I had a night class, and I'm reading this, and um, you were supposed to. There was directions to it, like how to go about it, how to make sure you read everything in it, and it said it. And my dumb self, I was like, I'm just gonna wing it. I'm just gonna call them. Let me just call Gucci Man. Let me just call his peoples. So I call the phone, and they're like very serious. Like I'm thinking they're gonna talk the way that they talk. When I see them on TV, like just very cool, chill. Yo, what's good, man? Like, nah, very professional. Who is this? I'm like, my voice got like a little low. I'm like, it's Choice.
Choice
I'm just
Cincere.
calling about, and I'm not even coming crazy like with some like, bro, what's good? Like, I'm just like, my name is Choice. I got the email, and that the first thing they asked me before I even got into who I am, what I like, they're like, well, did you read the email? Did you make sure you read everything? I'm like, no, I didn't read it, and I'm just thinking I'm about to just casually finish my sentence, and they're like, I could tell this isn't gonna work. Like you don't know how to follow directions, so this isn't for you. And bro, my heart dropped. My stomach. I was like, I'm never gonna get a job in the industry. I was like, I'm never gonna get a job in the industry because I just blew that, and I felt so stupid. And he was like, how about you read it first, and then you give me a call back. Matter of fact, don't even call me back. And I will never forget that. I will forever. And that's when I got it. That's when I was like,
The
wow,
respect
okay. So
factor is major. It's like,
yeah, because you can be a nice person, but it's still your approach. It doesn't matter how nice you are. If it like that's just not the right way to go about it.
it's like you need to, like, you really need to come at them a certain way. Like, it's like, well, not, or like in the professional manner,
Yeah,
like you described.
yeah, and you don't want to. And even if you do see their email in a bio, some people will just start emailing their music and their beats. Like you can't do that. Like that's unsolidified. Like you can't just start emailing material and work and stuff.
So let's say it's really more like introducing
You gotta ask
yourself.
permission. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Because I always
gotta
feel
introduce
like
yourself.
in an era like this, a lot of anxiety, a lot of you know, pressure, put on people, a lot of mental well-being being talked about, and it's just like,
Yeah,
a lot of anxiety comes in when you like,
a
you see
hundred
you
percent.
see a message and it's like, oh shit, he sent me this music, I don't know what to say. Like especially like y'all having a good conversation and I oop, here's a music link, and then you're like, shit.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's,
Right, right. I remember that time when the guy. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was that one video of the guy running into 50 Cent while he was out with a girl, and he kept walking up to 50 Cent with his phone saying, yo, 50, listen to my music. I'm a rapper. Listen to my music. Like, yo, give me a deal. Can you give me a record deal? Can you give me a record deal? Like, just kept like doing this as 50 Cent is walking with a lady like on a date. Like, and 50 just gets so annoyed with the dude. He's like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, he kept asking him, what are you talking about? Can I do what? Like, dude, you sound crazy. He was like, you see your approach? And he was trying to he was really giving the boy a chance to really understand like how to do it. And he just kept telling him like this ain't the time. Like, dude, like, no, this ain't how you do it, bro. And it got to a point where it escalated. And, 50 was, of course, about to, have to freaking fight him, but I know he didn't want to fight him because he didn't want to catch a lawsuit. But yeah, man, it's like just because you see someone that just might not be the proper time. And sometimes you just got to manifest things and they will come. Some things they'll just come. And when you're on Instagram, it it, it is a benefit to it. Like being on Instagram. You've seen a lot of successful stories from a lot of songwriters that have um come a long way because of their networking on Instagram and Facebook with other, you know, people. But yeah, so if you see like if you're a person that's like just like on Instagram daily, you're skimming, like go on like those artists' pages and other people's pages, A&Rs, whatever, and like look at the producers, look up the songwriters, someone out there. There's so many people that are gonna be posting, looking for songwriters, looking for new music. Send me beats, send me this, send me that. Looking for collabs. Who wants to collab? Like there's a lot of producers that do beat collabs, like Cash Money AP is one, 808 Gods, um, AO, the producer. I mean, it's so many now. It's like it's more available because people are saying that there's a lot of people that are incredible, but they just need a chance. And now is that perfect time where you can get in the room with these people, or you can communicate with them and build a relationship.
And the artist development, as you were talking about, is like very important because it's like, not they don't
Yeah,
even have to be like people like Cash Money AP or AO or 808 Gods. Like, it could just be like somebody from your own town who can match up with your work ethic, and y'all vibe together, and then you
exactly,
reach out with someone else who's ready like to work, you just have like a whole little clique,
exactly.
but
That's
it's
what I preach too.
yeah.
I tell people like you don't want to come into this industry, and it's not to say that you don't want to, but you don't have to. You don't have to come in this industry trying to get with the biggest artists, and you find yourself being a working slave that's just producing and producing and not getting anything really much out of it. Like come into this industry with your own artists, with your own music, like coming with the leverage. And that's one thing that I wish I had learned younger when I got into this business.
That you
Instead of
had
spending
leverage.
years trying to get placements and trying to do that, come in with your own stuff. Like, I mean, look at what um Lil Yachty was able to do with him and his producer.
Yeah,
Look at what, like
that was an
I was just
amazing
incredible.
mixtape.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a lot of artists that come into the industry, or a lot of producers that like look at Mike Will Make It. Well, Mike Will made it, but like
Yeah, yeah.
the way he came in with his own artists and
It
and,
really
and
did.
killed it. Like where the leverage is. You want people to come to you. You don't always have to be the one that is emailing and trying your hardest, spending so much time doing that when you could just be focusing on not doing that and just building yourself up and build that traction to where they start lurking, and now they're looking out for what you're doing. Like, who is this? He got something, and when you start doing that, it won't go unnoticed. And I promise you that when you start focusing on building your camp, and building your own platform, your name, and then when you have the opportunity to go at the table and have a meeting, it's the conversation isn't the same. The conversation changes to um we want you, like, and what can we do for you? rather
rather
than
than begging for like
rather
a
than you
deal.
begging. Exactly. Rather
So
than you begging. Exactly.
so for someone like you, like have you like witnessed? Well, I'm pretty sure you witnessed like a lot of deals like a lot that went sour for your friends or people that you
Oh
known.
yeah.
Like
A lot of
how
deals went
is
sour
that?
for me. Even for myself, a lot of deals.
When you
A
say
lot of deals went
sour,
sour for me.
like explain for me and the audience, because I feel like you know nowadays, of course, like with social media, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
social media and like kind of like everything being done like at home recordings, um, your own art and everything. Like it's less of the label's job to develop the
Yeah.
artist compared to like you know
Yeah.
to the artist, but then like it's like everyone's like preaching like independence, owning your masters. But I feel like we don't really understand what that means. Like, so like you said that you had a bad deal. You mean in terms of signing like what kind of deal did you sign?
Uh, pub deals like when you're a songwriter and you're given a publishing deal, or if you're a producer and you're given a publishing deal, like
Okay, so
you
why?
might get that deal
Yeah.
and you find yourself in a position where um you're not making any money, yet you're still signed to the label. It's
So
millions. Like that's why when you get a record deal, no one cares. It's like, whoopty, okay. That's that's the easiest part. The hard part is how do you maintain? How do you stay elevated? How do you not? How do you avoid getting shelved? How do you
oh
avoid owing
oh
money? So that's the portion that a lot of artists overlook, and it's not that they're just dumb or they don't care. That it is
it's
there's
just the
no
quality.
access to information. Then there's no access to it. They don't. No one's given them that information of what's a bad deal. Because someone dangling $75,000 in your face, to you it sounds amazing because you're looking at it like, damn, I just had overdraft my account. I mean, I know I have in the past. Like, this is realistic, like, but for a lot of artists that were broke and producers, musicians living inside their studios, grinding and grinding, and then they get offered this deal where they're like, oh, we're gonna pay you in advance of this, and it sounds great. You don't even read all of the fine print. You don't read everything. Next thing you know, you're signing over this recording, this track, and uh they pay you this amount of money instead because they say, oh, well, something with this contract, or we're supposed to break it up into installments, or whatever the form may be. And then the next thing you know, um, and you see this with artists, they take an advancement deal. I mean, they take an advance with the deal, and they're just blowing that money because they think it's theirs. They just think it was just a free check. And next thing you know, it's time for them to put out a project for the label, and they don't have the money to do it because they ran through that money that was given to them to invest properly into the work that they had to put out,
So the
and so they find
advance
themselves
was
owing.
for their project and their career, not necessarily for them to spend.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, no, but the label's not going to tell you that. But now, so much has happened, so much with internet and people being very vocal. Now artists are becoming aware. Like people are speaking on how to do things. People are telling you what's a bad deal, um, and what your contract really says. Like what it may say and what you might read in paper, but what it actually means. That's what people don't understand about our politics
Yeah.
and some of our um our books and laws and rules and regulate. Like it might seem like it means this because these are the words that they're saying it in this text, but it has a different context. It has a different meaning. And there's always a loophole of how to finesse people. And songwriters, producers, Just like I'm pretty sure you've probably seen the video of what Rico Love is talking about, but the finesse game that people in these suits do and these businesses do. Like that's why you always gotta make sure you cover your ass because no one and honestly it's not their fault. It's not their obligation. They're not obligated to make sure that you handle your business. It's on you to make sure that you're secured and you have your own attorney present when you're doing these types of deals. And a sour deal can be, just going back to like that topic, like a sour deal could be uh a couple songwriters and producers just made a song for let's say Trey Songs,
Yeah.
and they made this song. Management likes it, the label likes it, and they take the song, and whoever you guys got that song through, like maybe you went through like a major producer, an executive producer, because a lot of executive producers in this industry, they have ghost producers. They have ghost producers, just like songwriters have ghost writers and artists have ghost writers. There's producers that have ghost producers, and so they take that beat,
Wow,
they got the beat,
that is just a whole
and
nother level of
they
like,
make sure that they get paid. So that executive producer got paid for your work. He put his name on it. You guys didn't do any paperwork, and his manager is saying, "Oh, you guys are going to get the paperwork. You guys are going to get the paperwork." And you never get the paperwork. And then they played a game where they want you to call. They tell you, "Oh, that's not our job. You got to call so and so at the label." So now you're calling them, and then they're giving you an excuse. They're giving you the runaround, and now no one wants to pay you, or no one's calling you about the paperwork. And so the paperwork goes from 1 month to now you're waiting 6 months for the paperwork. And you still got to process when you're going to get paid the royalty check, or even if you're going to get royalties, because you might not even get royalties. Like
yeah.
if you're new to this and you don't have a pub deal, or you don't have a publisher, it's going to be really hard for you now to make sure that you secure yourself, to make sure that you get points on that catalog. Like now, and it's happened to so many songwriters. Eric Bellinger wrote, he tells his story of how he wrote 7 songs for Beyonce and didn't get paid a single dime for those songs that he wrote her. Not a single dime. So it's just trials and error that you got to learn on your way up. And then you got to deal with also the fact that when you're coming into this business, you got to, and quote unquote, you got to work your way up. You'll get hit with when an artist don't want to pay the songwriter, they might hit you with you should be grateful I did your song. You should be grateful you got to work with me. Like you get that, you get that kind of
Oh,
response.
that's like some 48 Laws kind of shit.
Yeah, and then sometimes, paperwork gets through, and then they say they change their mind.
Like
They change their mind last minute.
oh, like they're not.
Or they just stop answering the phone or responding to your emails.
That is really shady. That's like, this is like a cutthroat
Yeah.
industry. It's like shark eating shark.
It's sharks eating sharks, and that's why, and you got artists that come from nothing. They don't understand these things, and the labels are complicit with this because they know that you don't know what the hell is going on. And they got don't worry about it. We've had our attorneys look it over, and then they got their lawyers in the room with you, and they're reading it to you. They're not on your side. Like I had a situation. I don't want to say any names, but I had a great record that was, in the works. I don't want to speak on it because this is one of the reasons of me having a fallout, and just going through it right now, even now, and just trying to get out of that shit because I don't want to dwell in it so much with, just the stress of it all. But like, had a record that I wrote. My producer, who's from Australia, shout out to Lovey.
Shout out to Lovey.
yeah, he produced a banging ass track. But yeah, like we had the song, and what happened? Things got weird. Um, After we got everything done, got everything made.
Yeah.
You know, the artists, people, they wanted a split sheet, but it was so premature. Like it was too premature to even ask for a split sheet. And how you asking for a split sheet when you didn't write the song? You're not you're not even a part of the production.
When you say a split
So how do
sheet,
you
is that
demand
like kind of like splitting the
song a split?
payments
Yeah, splitting the payments of who's going to get what, and writer share, producing share.
in terms of like
The percentages.
royalties for like
Yeah,
streams and publishing
yeah,
and okay.
yeah. So they were like, I had to send this to my attorney because if my lawyer doesn't like it, we can't move forward. I'm like, okay. So what you should do when you're in this position, make phone calls, call someone that may know, uh, that may know this experience, or just how to go about it. It's like, it's like asking someone close to you to help you with buying a car, going to a dealership.
Yeah.
They don't want you to get screwed over. It's the same thing. So, I made phone calls, and then the person, they were getting agitated. They kept pressuring me to get this paperwork. Like, why are you making all these all these calls? Just tell me, how much do you want? How much do you want? Like, how are you asking me what I want? It's my song. But anyway,
And they really wanted to make some
I
money
was
with
just
that.
telling them, like, listen, this is a different situation. Like, the circumstances is, before before I have to get this song to these labels, like to Capitol and Warner and Atlantic to check out for distribution and all of that, to do the deal on the song. I got to make sure I'm straight, I'm good, because your attorney, your people, and you're the artist. I mean, your client or whatever. They're not responsible for me. I have to cover my own ass, because your attorney's not looking out for my interests, and anything can happen in that room with those labels. It might say Choice gets this amount on the royalties originally, what I might put, but then they might do something where I have to take less, because they probably are going to have other publishers on it. They're probably going to have something in the distribution deal. So I don't know what I'm going to get out of that. You never know what you might get hit with. And that's the reality that you got to always be prepared for, because you might get, and this is what Rico Love said on his Instagram post, like, they might say, oh, we're going to pay you $10,000 for this song. Yeah, it'll come, and they'll give you a specific date. Next thing you know, that it gets less and less and less. Next thing you know, they're breaking the pie. They're breaking the pie. Break. And so you got to make sure, if you're dealing with middlemen, that you protect yourself. And those are just all the things that come with sour deals, like dealing with sour deals.
Yeah.
People not answering the phone,
Yeah, answering the
dealing
phone.
with more and more people getting involved, because the more people that
More
get involved
people.
with the song,
Yeah.
the less you get. And if they have to renegotiate the splits and all of that, then it gets more and more intense. And if you got an artist that's in a crappy deal, keep in mind, if you got an artist who's in a crappy deal, who only makes 10 cents off a dollar of what the label gets, that artist has to split that money with the writers and the producers. And he still has to make sure his manager gets paid, or his management team gets paid. So now you're looking at pennies in terms of sales and everything. So these are things that you just have to understand when you're going into, like, this industry. And a lot of people want to give you the cliche, everything's happy and an amazing picture. And I just don't do that. I'm very realistic so that you are really learning, so that you're not handicapped or crippled when you come into this business. You know, that's something that I've always um, instilled into a lot of upcoming artists and artists. I mean, and songwriters and whoever like that wants to get into the industry is, this is the reality, and that way they have the time to prepare. They're getting their LLCs. They're going for joint venture deals rather than just doing a straight soul recording deal and just other things, man. Just other ways of just protecting yourself.
Yeah. And that's kind of that's just really wild. That's hella wild just the amount of shadiness that goes behind the scenes. Like I kind of already knew that like, not everything was, peaches and like sun and like it wasn't like peaches and unicorns, but like I didn't know it was just like that. Even executives, I didn't know they would be like that, like ignoring phone calls.
Well, yeah, man. How do you think these people? Some people get on the top. People just like any other business, any other corporate place where someone is just taking advantage.
And it's like
It happens.
it's just like a cycle, and it's like
Yeah,
it's just like
and
it's like
in this business,
yeah.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I
What
was
were you
gonna
about to say?
I was gonna say like it's just like you either eat or you get eaten from what you're saying.
Yeah, and you play the waiting game. You have to always keep, you know, positive vibes, good energy, and just play the waiting game of when.
How
And
about
just
your waiting game for some of your songs on the your album, Kylie, or project? I mean, like especially like "Do Not Disturb" or just some of the other samples I heard, like in the Happy Birthday song in the beginning, that like the remix
hmm
you had. Did you have to wait a long time for clearance, or how was that?
nah.
Like
Uh
easy?
it was a simple process. When you just know how to go about it and you have the right people, the right, connections, and you just understand, because like I went to school with also in my program, entertainment and law. So I understood the formalities and just how to um, draw up getting things approved and making sure that everything is copyrighted properly, worded properly, and just handled right. Um, yeah, it wasn't a bad process. I did have one um issue that did cause a delay. And it was with to whom it may concern, because another artist was claiming the rights to that to the same beat that the producer had produced. And I was just like, this guy doesn't have the exclusive rights, and not even that, like he's not even using solely Drake's actual version. So it's like there was just things that was there was just a lot of um flaws and him trying to like avoid me from getting the rights to this beat. But thankfully I got it, so I was able to put it out. But yeah, that was a headache that lasted for like a week, like seven
You
days.
you
Yeah.
handled it for a week, and for some people like like me, that probably been like a few weeks or months, a year. I'll say months. Like I'll probably be months, just because like I'm so unfamiliar with entertainment
Yeah.
industry, and like for you, along with just being musically talented, like you're well versed in just like law and just know your way around like the deals that you have to undergo, like especially from
Yeah.
based on your experience. So with all this, like come into play? Just like from all your experience, like how do you feel you're gonna move as an artist? Because are you gonna kind of just release singles? Are you gonna do EPs? Are you just gonna have fun with it? Like
Um,
you
I'm
see
having fun with it.
having fun with it.
I'm I'm gonna I'm gonna drop another single probably in September. I just want to really just drop music consistently. Like I'm not really trying to, not to say that it can't happen, but I'm not trying to go mainstream. So and that be like the short term goal is to just make sure I get a huge major distribution deal. I get like I'm not going at it, I'm not going about it that way. I'm really just going about it as let's just put out just good music for the people that have been waiting for me to put out music, and let's just continue building a solid content laid out with me as a brand, as an artist. And that's really what I want to do. I want to just put out singles and put out EPs, perform locally in my home state, and travel to perform, putting together like
Philly,
small
right?
tours. Hmm?
Philly, right?
Nah, Jersey is my
New
home.
Jersey. Oh, my bad, man. New
Yeah,
Jersey.
no, you good.
What was the
But
city?
but Philly is where I got discovered. Philly is
Oh,
my
okay.
my second home. Philly's my second home.
Okay. What was the small town again?
Long Branch.
Okay, Long Branch. Long Branch, New
It's right in the
Jersey.
Jersey Shore. Yep.
I feel it. I feel it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Like I'm pretty sure you're probably not gonna come to Alabama for a show, but I feel like our paths will
I,
meet,
I definitely could. I mean,
or at least
I would
Atlanta.
love to.
If you come to Atlanta, I'll definitely go to like Atlanta show.
Oh yeah, I could definitely. I'm definitely gonna be performing it out in Atlanta. I just got to plan. Of course, all of that, organizing that. Atlanta's a third home. That's the third place I went to, and just built huge relationships there, working with a lot of people from out that way, and just in the South in general. Like,
So, what's your current home right now? Is it in California, like LA, or
I actually left Cali.
okay?
I didn't really even tell no one. I told like a few people that I actually left. Like, I had people calling, like my friend Jacob, who actually produced and co-wrote BP on Chris Brown's Indigo album.
Oh
He called me
wow.
yesterday. Jake called me and he was like, "Yo, like," he was like, "Did you move?" I'm like, yeah, bro. I just had to get out, and he understood. Like I'm one of those people that can't stay in LA too long. I can't.
It's just too. It was just too much. The
It is too much. The energy don't really be my vibe. Uh, Hollywood ain't really my style. And I used to, these are things that I used to think I wanted, but then I learned as I got older, it's really not what I want. So like I like being home. It's a good good place for me to just be in the right mind.
so, what do you consider
And
home right now?
Jersey for sure.
Okay, so you're in Jersey right now.
Definitely Jersey. Yeah, right now I'm in Jersey, and I've been here for a few weeks. I was in DC weeks ago, but yeah, I came back to Jersey, and I don't really plan on going back. I was supposed to go back to LA this month, but I ended up not going.
I feel you. I feel you. We all have our personal reasons, and it's just you.
Hi, who are you?
You of all
Hi.
people have
Mhm.
experienced the LA lifestyle, and it's good to take a break, especially with someone like you who's been working so hard.
Yeah, I had to take a break, man. And it goes for a lot of people in LA. Some people they love it, and they end up staying. Some people they really don't love it, and they kind of, because everyone, if it's not your home, like everyone gets homesick. Everyone, no matter what, and so you got people that'll be homesick and they just want to get back home, or they probably can't. um So I'm just happy to just really be back in Jersey, and I was able to do my project in Jersey. I was able to,
That was gonna be my
you
next
know,
question. I was like, where'd you record or like write your entire project?
yeah, I could have did it in LA, but it was like everything was just was calling my name, telling me, nah, go
Yeah.
back home. And being home honestly gave me the drive and push to really get it done and to do it. And I got to do it with um one of the young kids that I went to college with. Well, he was 16 when he was in college with me, but yeah, he was the engineer. Shout out to Quattro. Um, his Instagram is Death by Quattro. He's this dope little white boy. He was just fire, man. Like I met
Death
him
by
in my
Quattro.
Pro Tools class. Yeah, I met him in my with two T's. Yeah, I met him in my Pro Tools class, and I'm like, yo, how old are you? And he was like, I'm 16. I'm like, how the hell you get into college at 16 for music? Like, damn, fucking genius. But yeah, I really I had fun with it. I got to have my friends sit in on the process of me being in the studio. Um, Karina was there a lot with me. Um, for like a lot of hours that I was there. Um, what's funny, the first session I knocked out 4 of the songs in 2 hours. Like
Word.
fully recorded, fully everything just done.
Shit.
Yeah. It was great. Yeah, I was moving, man. I was really moving. I was motivated.
A workhorse.
I
No
was
Adderall, no Vyvanse, probably no
Nah, I don't do
coffee.
drugs, man. I don't do no types of Adderall, none of that, no coffee. I don't even like coffee. I don't drink coffee.
So let me ask
Yeah,
you
nah.
this. What's it like when you're in the studio and some of the artists need incentives?
Hmm. That's funny. I'm so easygoing. It's funny because when I'm in the studio with artists, uh, they have fun. They're really, really, really comfortable. I try not to take too much away from who they are. So what I do is I'll put my sauce on it, but I'll do it in a way that they would do it, so that it fits them and it fits their personality. That's one thing I think that makes me a really great songwriter and a producer is that I'm able to dig deep. You know, I have to build a connection with you where I know you as a person, where I get to know you. Yeah, I know your personality. I know your likes, your dislikes, and then from there, it's so much easier for me to coach you into dig deep into how to go about it. And even with engineers, getting them accustomed to my ear and me getting accustomed to their ear. Um, and then some artists, I just see so much in them that I will get more um commanding. And I'm like, yo, no, you gotta hit it this way. I need you to feel it. You don't look like you're feeling it. I need you to really dig deep. Um, I was actually working with an artist a couple weeks ago, and
Oh, really? Tell me how that whole process was.
okay, so it's crazy. This is really, really, really a cool story. It's the best thing that ever happened to me. One of the most memorable things I'll ever cherish. So there was a guy that I went to school with and I grew up with through grade school. He was a grade above me, and he was always picked on. He was like just a kid that everyone picked on. Like he was, he like was just not what's it. Like he, dressed funny, high waters, running shoes, the nerd, glasses, afro, just uncool, unpopular. Everyone picks on bullies. Um, and he hit me up on Instagram. No, Facebook, and he said he wanted to work with me. He was like I really want to, do a song with you. And he would always show love to me frequently whenever he did throughout the year of us being like on him having me on Snapchat, Instagram, and stuff, Facebook. And I was just like, what? This man want to do music? I'm like, so I'm like, all right, let me see what you got. Like, okay, let's do it. So he told me he had this song that he wrote, had the beat. I'm like, okay. So we got in the car. No, he actually sent it to me. He sent me like a voice memo of it. And I was like, oh, this actually could go. Like, all right. So I'm like telling him, well, like, let's get you in the studio. So we get in the studio and I'm telling him, like, listen, when you hear how this song is gonna come out the way I hear it already, I'm very futuristic when I listen to like material. I see exactly where the song is going. I know where it's just going. When it's finished and it has that radio quality sound. So I'm like telling him like, listen, the way you're gonna hear your voice is gonna it's gonna be amazing, man. So we got in. I was arranging the song for him, like like the vocals and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he got in the booth and he was doing it, and it was parts that he was like, it was a little corny, a little too like popish, not really fitting the sound of the song. So I'm like, listen, because he's never been to a bar before, he's never been to a club.
Yeah.
But the song was like a club banger. So I'm like, listen,
Shit.
I need you to feel like you are in your zone. Like you are the most confident, cockiest person. I said, I know, I said, you didn't write this type of song for no reason. You got that in you. You got that in you. I need you to feel like, because I asked him, the first thing was, I was like, I need you to feel like you're actually in the club. He was like, well, I've never been to a club, so I don't know what it feels like. So I'm like, listen,
Oh my God.
I want you to feel like you are the flyest dude. And he was wearing, and the way he came out of work, but like he was wearing like boots with like these basketball shorts, ripped up tees, like still looking like how he looked in grade school, But I really, really wanted to push this dude, and like I pushed him. And he started to get comfortable in his skin. He started to feel like he was somebody important. He started to feel like he mattered. And when he got done and when we finished everything, he was so happy with how he heard how the song came out. He was really, really, really happy. He kept thanking me. And this guy, after that, after he did the studio time there, I had hit up my other friends so that he can go back so that he can go to another studio and meet other producers. So it was like, I'm like, yo, this dude is talented. Yo, damn, man, like I wish I had known this when we were younger. Like, we could have been we could have been close friends. Like, so I took him to another place over with some producers that are really talented. Shout out to Sam Phillips and Mac Phillips. They're dope. So he got to do a song with them. We worked on it together. We wrote it together, sung on it together. It's called Backwoods. That'll be coming out soon. And yeah, man, he just he had a really great time, but it really made me feel so good, man. And he said to me, he said, not only have you helped me find my sound, you helped me discover an identity. You're truly one of the most remarkable people I've ever met. Thank you, seriously. Thank you for even a chance to show you what I can do in the studio. And man, that shit brought me to tears, bro. Just because he kept thanking me. Like even as I was leaving, to like say goodbye, like he just kept thanking me, man. And now he's just every day he's hitting me up, man. Like every day, this guy is like, Choyce, I got another song. Like I'm ready to go. Like, and he's just always ready to go, and he's always excited, and he can never like wait to just like work and finally do what all the things that people just overlooked. And I told him, I said, yo, um, when you put this song out, and when you post this video of us working together in the studio, because I took a video of us working on it, and just the feedback he got, like he got like over 1,000 something views on his Facebook that was only getting 2 likes, and just the response he was getting from so many people, from the people that we went to school with and others and coworkers, and he was getting a lot of great feedback, and he felt the love. And I told him, I said, listen, people that was making fun of you back then, when they hear this, they're gonna be like, oh shit, and they're gonna really, they're gonna really start coming back around, and that's when they're gonna start being like the dick riders. And you might get that real genuine love from people that have never met you before from out of town. Like a lot of artists deal with that, where they're not getting the love that they want from home, but they get it from other places that put them on. And it's just been really fun working with this guy, man. Like he's got this new single called
Yo,
All on Me.
we got that cosign, that Choyce Cincere cosign.
Yeah, man, I had to co-sign that, bro. And truthfully, I wish he was an artist that I had got with a lot earlier. And my mom, my mom even said like, yo, he should have been an artist you should have been putting all your energy into over these other ones that are just no good, or at least just not worth it, not as talented and a true artist. But yo, it was really, really, really the best experience I've ever lived in music. Like that was, to me, that was bigger than any award you could get. Like that just, it felt so good for me to like just see him really, really, really happy because he got to do his first song and a song in the studio.
Shit. Damn. I definitely gotta hear the song because now you got me thinking like, damn, can I get like a sneak peek?
Man. Actually, I'll shout him out, man, because and one thing I like about him, he's not ashamed of what he went through, or you know what I'm saying, like it's part of who he is and he embraces it. So I'm definitely gonna give him a shout out. Shout out to he's going by the name Rudolph. Rudolph, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. He has a funny story today. I thought it was funny when I asked him like, how'd you come up with that name? And he was like, well, he's such a nerd, man. He's such a nerd. He was like, well, Rudolph was the reindeer that all the other deers picked on, and Santa was the only one that was there to to give him a chance. And he said you were like Santa to me because out of everyone, you gave me a chance. Like when I would hit other people up that did music they went to school with, they would just like be like, "Fuck out of here," and laugh at me. But you was the one that actually gave me the shot, and now I got my new single out. Like, so I thought it was a cool story, like how he came up with Rudolph. I was like, all right, so yeah, that's his name. His SoundCloud is Rudolph the Sound. So definitely check him out. He just put out a single called All on Me, and that shit goes crazy. It goes hard, bro. Not even capping. It goes hard.
Look, if you say it go hard,
man.
It goes hard. Rudolph the Sound.
Yeah, it goes hard, man.
You said
and he doesn't look the way he sounds.
You said Rudolph the Sound?
Rudolph the Sound, yeah.
Let's see.
That's what I think was so unique about him, man. Like, he's just got a dope ass voice, and he can really sing, and he can really, really, really write. He's got great melodies and harmonies. He's just all around talented, and I know the more he keeps working with me, the more he's going to really, really showcase his abilities. Um, so that's definitely been a true blessing for me, was to like get in the studio with this guy.
Just the inspiration that you give people, it's admirable. It's just crazy. It's just very inspirational just to see like how you were talking before. It's like you don't want to be the only one succeeding. You want to help others succeed too, you know? And it's like the fact that you like changed this kid's perspective and his life and helped him put out like so much or so much good music, like the single that's not released yet, is just that's just very touching, you know? Like people don't want to take time like that. Cause like it's like, you know, if someone you feel doesn't look a certain way and wants to get into
Hmm.
music, 9 times out of 10, it's like you don't even want to deal with that person. But it's just
Yeah,
like, you know, you saw something in him and it's it just changed him, and now he's gonna be putting out a multitude of hits after hits. Not necessarily like he's trying to go for hits, but like he's going to
yeah,
make
no, he's doing his
consistent good
thing.
music.
He's finally doing what he loves, and
And
the
that's the
hours he spent
thing.
at works.
That's the thing, you know, like he's doing what he loves and like he's just embracing himself.
Yep. And that's the key of how you really make it, is when you're just doing it out of the love and enjoying what you love, and it just, your spirit, your energy is good vibes, and when you're not expecting things to happen, that's when things can be manifested and can be possible. um so when you stop worrying a win-win-win and you just do it and you just enjoy it while you're doing it, that's when you start to see how things come around. When I work with a lot of artists that, like, when I tend to work with like upcoming artists and people that want to finally start doing their own music, they're all in that anxious stage, and they're all like asking a million questions. How can I do this? How are we gonna do this? When can I do this? When? Oh, I gotta hurry up. I gotta hurry up. Choice, I'm 19. I'm 19 years old. Choice, I'm 20. I gotta do this. And I tell them, like, listen, things are gonna come. You gotta relax. Focus on just the music. Just focus on making good music. Everything else is gonna fall into place. You can't focus on, oh, I gotta find a team. I gotta find this person. I gotta find this producer. Like, all those things are gonna come. They're gonna fall into place, and it tends to just happen organically. And you want it to happen organically, because when you don't do it that way, that's how things fall apart and fall short. And once when they get into like midway, they start to calm. They start to go through the calm phase where they see it now, and they're like, wow, this is really moving. Like, holy shit, I didn't expect this. Wow, I'm networking with these people now. And next thing you know, they're off, and they've become established. And it's just it's a cool thing to see.
Yeah,
I
it's
got so
like
caught up in that artist development
yeah.
phase of just building artists. And I never intended to do that. I never intended to be someone's coach and none of that. My whole thing was be a songwriter, producer, and that's it for like famous artists. That was my only goal. Going into it, but then I found myself, you know, doing other things that could lead to that. That just so happened to just stick with me.
And look at you now, like
Yeah,
now you're like background being a singer,
yeah.
producer. Well, I mean, you were a singer and producer before, but like now it's like that's your
It's
focus.
different. Yeah, it's my focus, and I made an announcement back in early July that I would not be, after when I left LA. Um, I left LA because I got an opportunity to be a head of A&R for an artist. I left with the intentions of not writing anymore. for other artists. So I did make that announcement, and so far I've stuck to it. I have not written a single thing. Producers have not been sending me anything to write. I mean, what I do have, I've been giving it to other songwriters upcoming that are trying to get their foot in the door, and producers. I've been giving them, placement opportunities and all of that. But I haven't written for anyone. My focus now is to just be an artist and to just focus on getting more sync licensing deals as far as like getting music on television shows and doing soundtracks for a film. That's the main focus. Me and Jacob uh Turner, we're working on that because he just got his Cold Pub deal um with doing film and TV shows
Oh
for
shit.
music. So that's the main focus now is just doing that, and probably here and there consultant. I definitely want to continue being like a consultant for artists so that they have someone that can give them some proper resources on how to like go about their situation.
Okay. So let's say for the average beginner artist, like, let's say they want to try to pitch their songs for a show. How should they go about that? Or should they just
Okay.
focus on the music, or what's the process?
Well, they have, see, with shows that pilot, they have submissions. So what you got to do is it's all about research, man. It's never going to just be right there in your face.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got to like just do your research, and then you got to look up music supervisors who are looking for music, Netflix, and you can use certain platforms that will give you that information so that you can email and contact those people and submit your music. And when your music gets placed for a show and stuff, like I'll tell you one thing, it's a lot more effective and done quite differently than being in a situation where you're trying to chase after placements. It's a lot more effective, and it's
So,
big money in it. It's huge money in uh music for film.
would you say LinkedIn is a reliable source for you,
Oh yeah,
or
LinkedIn is definitely reliable. I've met a lot of people through LinkedIn.
a
So
word?
definitely, I mean, it's definitely a great um network platform to use. And when you join certain memberships, they might have like events that you can attend. You get like a ticket or whatever. And they might be holding like an event, maybe like a writing camp, something, um, entrepreneurship conferences, whatever. Like there's always stuff on LinkedIn that you can access and check out, and meeting people that do those things. And that's how I even got into doing music for broadcasting and all of that. Like was LinkedIn.
Oh shit. You hear it? You gotta hear it here, folks. LinkedIn is the wave. LinkedIn is
Yeah,
definitely
LinkedIn
the
is
wave.
definitely the wave.
Along with other social media outlets and, just pretty much doing extensive
Yeah,
research.
yeah, doing researches on firms and publishing companies that that handle um getting songs on TV shows and all of that. Like there's so much things you just gotta press Google
Press Google. Gotta press
and
Google.
it'll all the information will come,
Word, that's what's up.
all of it.
So I'm gonna ask you one more question before we wrap it up, because
Mhm.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, and my time is almost running out. Sadly, I wish I could go longer, but
It's fine.
real life shit. But um, going forward as an artist, you know, after everything you've been through, after the release of Kylie, like, what do you want people to know? Or like, what's your message? Or like, what are you trying to do? Or what kind of impact are you trying to
Um,
have?
my message is I want people to know that you don't need these big corporations to get on.
Mm,
You don't need um, the approval of others to be great. If one person from a label says you're not good, I guarantee you that person may eat their words when they see you've become something. Um, and so I want to be an example of someone people can look at and say, "Wow, he's he's doing what he loves, and his success is not measured by what he has materialistically. His success is measured by what has made him truly feel fulfilled. Everyone wants fulfillment, and success is measured by what you value as success. Um, and on a musical note, uh, I know some of the music that I do can be, it can be very contemporary, or it can be uh, certain types of, styles that actually aren't really true to my identity. Like some of the songs I do is just because I just love that vibe. I love the energy that goes into it. So I want people to understand that I have a serious musicianship background, and I wanna also emulate um other forms of art in my music with dance, with visual art, painting. So like in my music, for future notice, like I will be doing like a lot of visuals of me painting, because I was doing that before I really got more serious into the music. But artwork. I want people to see me as a true artist. Doing like a lot of live acoustic visuals. I just want people to just know me as somebody that is helping everyone, like in a sense, while evolving myself. I want to be that brand that people sees as growth and creating while cultivating.
shit. Well, you definitely are being seen by like that by me and by Lorenzo and who
Thank you.
everybody else who's a fan of your work. Because you definitely have been very informal and no, my bad, not informal. Informate. What's the? I was would it say
Informative?
informal? Yeah, informative. Yes. Wow, I need to go back to school.
Nah, you good.
You've been very informative, giving the viewers, the audience, giving everybody just perspective about the industry, about your work, your experiences, the process of creating Kylie, which I love a lot. I was thinking at first it was like, okay, Kylie as in Kylie Jenner, but then like you got like this girl right here, so
Yeah.
so you clear that up for me. But I just like
Controversy.
controversy, you know. But you really like showed us a lot and like still keep showing everyone who you are as an artist and as a person. And I know as you progress into your career, that you're going to inspire a lot more people. Because you definitely inspired me and helped me a lot, as I am an artist as well who wants to improve their career and focus on what matters.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate you for taking time for this interview, because this will be our second podcast. So this is part of 1107 history right here.
Dope.
So yeah, and we're out.
Yeah. I used to drive on stick. Now I fly niggas straight cruising. They didn't wanna see me losing. Only thing I lost was the old soul. And I ain't wanna lose it all. I ain't wanna get that up, no. My new bitch played a part. Should've met her from the start. R&B singing shit, nigga. I gotta kick up on it cause I ain't tryna lose the best in the game. My bitch bad when she with my chain. Niggas try to steal my pen. You fuck niggas try again. I expose y'all niggas. You know who the fucking go. Boss up, bitch, I'm in the hills. My bitch brag about she love my grills. Hollywood perks when I'm in the coupe. Platinum is some shit we do. Damn, I love Kylie, she the go. How do y'all niggas? The way you flex on these bitches. Damn, I love Kylie, she the go. How do y'all niggas? The way you flex on these bitches. Yeah, Kylie, I love you. Damn, you the go. Yeah, you the go. Yeah, she the go. Yeah, pop out in the Benz with you. She know the vibes like got racks on me. Diamonds drip like it's little on me. If you my queen, other bitches couldn't talk to me. This is top 5 level for you. Camera ready like a shooter's on you. No cap, that's a model for you. I gotta keep it 100 with you. I would've never ever dip on you. I would've always try to make it for you. All these hits that I made for you. All these niggas, they don't got wins. They ain't got no win for you. That's why they all fade off from you. I gotta fucking put a rollie on you. I'm belted up with the Cartiers on you. Tryna get my money up with you. And catch flights when I'm up with you. You know you the truth. So how the fuck they gon' tell me about you? You got haters that see your left, haters that see your right. Bitches that look sideways, bitches that know they bite. I know they mad, they never keep up. We leave them like, hey man, that's why they stuck up. If they still talk, then they say less. You still look better in designer dress. Though I like it on you like it's Pinterest. Damn, I love Kylie, she the go. How do y'all niggas? The way you flex on these bitches. Damn, I love Kylie, she the go. How do y'all niggas? The way you flex on these bitches. Yeah. Kylie, I love you. Yeah, you the go. Yeah, you the go. You the go. Let's roll up an L. Let's smoke up a blunt or a few. You and your friends, so when I come through, you lit. I'm so sister energy. When you spend a night with me, been thinking about you. You know I don't sleep. You know that I'm bad with disease. I love how you stay on the grind. Now you don't be working for free. That's just you. So incredible. I'm all in you deep, loving your vibe, loving your mental. Baby, you're beautiful. Baby, you're beautiful. Baby, you're beautiful. You're my idol. Know it took me long just to say this, but I wish I wasn't me. Took too many days just to write this. I swear I thought I met an angel. Love when I have you blushing on the phone. Nights in the club when you turning up with your friends. That's when I see you at your happiest. right to shoot the scene down. They not you can't share the crown. Baby, you're beautiful. Baby, you're beautiful. Baby, you're beautiful. You're my idol. You're my idol. You're my idol. You're my idol. You're my idol.
You're my idol. You're my baby girl, yeah. You're my idol.
That's what this shit feel like when you be in Atlanta. Bitch got you turned up like this. Some real ass shit for you. I'll tell you how I feel. So I'ma tell you. I just met a girl from the downtown, she down. I just met a girl from the downtown. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Cause you look so good. I ain't wanna be that nigga, but I knew what you could do for me. Didn't wanna fall in love with a shipper, but I knew you had me. Make me run it up, run it up. You showing up, showing up. I fell in love, fell in love. Strip love, what it costs. But I ain't paid for the fuck. Lift you up, what a blunt. Yeah, she want more than big bucks. She had a nigga, she caught up. Tell her baby to wake up. I be the nigga to do more. My pockets never gon' get low. It's a for the king on the Cartier. Ass twerking off the Chardonnay. We be the couple to get paid. I need a baby to be late. I just met a girl from the downtown. She down, baby, she down, she down. I just met a girl from the downtown. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Cause you look so good. I ain't wanna be that nigga, but I knew what you could do for me. Didn't wanna fall in love with a shipper, but I knew you had me. Make me run it up, run it up. You showing up, showing up. I fell in love, fell in love. So baby, baby, tell me where we're going, going, going for 20 more, 20 hours. Baby, where we going? 20 more hours. Last night I wanted to call you, but I didn't. It was pride, I admit it. Girl, you're so damn different. Girl, you're so damn different. Shouldn't be fucking with a shipper. Shouldn't be fucking with a stripper, but I did. And I just met a girl from the downtown. She down. I just met a girl from the downtown. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Met a girl in the A, said baby come my way. Cause you look so good. I ain't wanna be that nigga, but I knew what you could do for me. Didn't wanna fall in love with a shipper, but I knew you had me. Make me run it up, run it up. You showing up, showing up. I fell in love, fell in love.